These are common questions that you will be asked during your interview. So the first question that will always be asked is, can you tell me about yourself? This is just a basic introduction stating what university you attend, what your major is, what your career interests are, and why you're interested in the internship. Question number 2, why did you choose your major? Again, this was a question that I got a lot when I was applying to different internships and jobs that weren't related to psychology. This answer is pretty simple. Think about your interests and write them down. If you can't think of anything, think of ways that you could provide solutions within your major or within the job itself. 3 is, can you explain your work experience? This is another basic question. The interviewer just wants you to further explain the different roles that you've had throughout your careers. Stick to the facts of what your role consisted of, including when and where you worked, what you did, and what you learned from them. Number 4, why are you interested in working for this company? This is another answer that I believe you should really write down and practice saying, because this is very specific to every company. If you're having a hard time really thinking about why you're interested, I recommend going to the company's website, going on the social media pages, looking at what products they sell, looking at what their mission statement is, or seeing what their goals are. Pay attention to anything that excites you or stands out. Use specific details with the research that you've done. And this will definitely make you stand out as a candidate because it shows that you have some basic knowledge of the company. One of my sales internships that I did, I was interviewing with a tobacco company. This is what I said when I was asked this question. I'm interested in this internship because I want to get hands-on experience in sales, and I think that this company would definitely be a good fit for me. I like that the company values transforming tobacco through sustainability and harm reduction. I would like to be a part of this environment and help the company achieve these goals. Number 5, why are you interested in this field? When answering this question, personally, I like to provide examples from my past experiences. How I would answer this question would be, I'm interested in sales because I enjoy finding solutions for customers. Throughout college, I've been working as a store clerk. In this role, I recommend products to customers that they've never tried before. I locate products for the customers, and customers value my opinion when deciding to try certain products. I really enjoy seeing customers come back and give me feedback on how products and things that I recommend to them have worked. Simple. Think about what makes you happy about the field and give an example of it through your past experience. Number 6, why would you be a good candidate for this role? With this question, you really want to pay attention to the job description and the duties and the skills that they're looking for in a candidate. Because once you know that, you can transform that into your answer and use examples to show why you're the candidate that they're looking for. Here's an example for a sales internship. It's an outside sales internship. Minimum requirements right here. For this internship, I really want to focus on how there is a minimum requirement. And basically, these are all soft skills. When you're asked this question, you really want to pay attention to what the job description says and those soft skills, and make sure that you show them that you have the soft skills that they're looking for. Number 7, what are your strengths and weaknesses? This question can be tricky because you don't want to make yourself look bad, but you also don't want to be like, I don't have any weaknesses. Like, no, we all have weaknesses, but you have to know how to make it look good. You know what I'm saying? But you want to have a weakness that showcases your strength. Here's kind of what I mean when I say allow your weakness to still showcase your strength. One of my strengths is goal setting and being very dedicated to things that I want to do. And I think that in turn can sometimes be a weakness because I do focus so much on things that sometimes I do forget to take breaks or I do forget to rest. So one thing I do need to work on is having more of a work-life balance, having more of a balance between, working hard, trying to achieve my goals, but also taking time to just break and have fun. These next 5 questions are behavioral-based questions that should be answered using your past experiences. And for these questions, you want to use the STAR method. The STAR method stands for situation, task, action, and result. You need to have concrete examples through volunteering, work, and extracurriculars that showcase your soft skills and work ethic. For these questions, you need to describe the situation you were in, the task that needed to be completed, the action that you took, and the end result. So, number 8, can you explain your leadership style and a time when you were in a leadership position? Using your past experiences, think of a time when you were in charge and had to take the lead to get a task done. In order to answer this question, you want to answer these 4 questions. Number 1, what were you leading? Number 2, what was the problem and what needed to be done to successfully complete the task? Number 3, what steps or actions did you do to complete the task? Number 4, what was the result? Did you achieve what you were looking for? For these questions, I like to discuss a time when I had to lead a group and the challenges that came with it and how I was able to overcome it through using my soft skills, leadership skills, interpersonal skills, etc. Another similar question that may be asked is to think of a time when you were in a group and not everyone was putting the same amount of effort, and how did you overcome that? But if you answer the 4 questions that we just talked about, then you can answer this question. And again, use experiences that showcase your leadership. You don't have to do specifically work. So if you were a leader of any extracurriculars that you do, and there were some challenges with that, talk about them and talk about how you overcame them. Number 9, can you tell me about a time when a customer was unsatisfied and how did you help them? We all have situations where a customer is unsatisfied, and this isn't a complex question, but you do want to make sure that you have concrete examples of your communicative and problem-solving skills. So in order to answer this one question, here are 4 questions that you need to answer. Number 1, why was the customer upset? Number 2, what needed to be done to solve the customer's concern? Number 3, what steps did you take to achieve this and what soft skills did you use? Number 4, what was the end result? Show that you're a good listener and that you take customer concerns seriously. And I think that when you're able to answer every question and then put it together, that's basically what the STAR method is. Again, situation, task, action, and result. So if you're able to answer the 4 questions that I keep listing, then you're able to answer the question effectively. Okay, number 10. Can you describe a time when you and a team member had a disagreement? This question can really relate to the other question regarding your leadership style, but when you answer this question, you really want to make sure that you emphasize how you are able to compromise and solve problems with others while also maintaining good relationships with people. So think of a time when you were in a group and you had to compromise to get the job done. In order to answer this question, you want to answer these 4 questions. Number 1, what were you and your teammate working on and why were you guys disagreeing? Number 2, what needed to be done so you and your teammate could move on and complete the task effectively? Number 3, how did you compromise to work through this issue? And number 4, what was the result? During your internship or job, whatever, these are just challenges that come up in daily life. So they want to know how you're able to handle these issues. Number 11, how do you handle times when you're very busy and feel like you have too much on your plate? For this question, you want to think about busy time in your life and how you're able to push through. For me, I always think of finals weeks in college when you have to manage finals, homework, work, family life, all these things. So you really want to think about busy time in your life and the things that you put in place to keep yourself organized, less stressed, and less overwhelmed. To answer this question, you want to answer these 3 questions. Number 1, what were the different responsibilities that you had? Number 2, what did you do to organize yourself to relieve the pressure? And number 3, what happened after you took these steps? You want to be able to showcase your ability to perform well under pressure because there will be times when you need to do this. And lastly, number 12, how would your past managers describe you? Lastly, to answer this question, think about the good qualities that your employer liked about you, but also use past examples to back them up. For example, if I were to answer this question, this is what I would say. My manager would describe me as responsible and trustworthy. I say this because there were often times where she needed to leave the store and she trusted me to keep the store running properly and also care to customer concerns. Also, my manager chose me to train all the new employees. If you've ever been promoted or given leadership opportunities, like I stated, make sure you mention that. And that really showcases how your managers describe you in a positive light. And those are all the questions that I have for this video. So thank you guys for watching. I think I'm gonna do another part. I think I'm probably gonna do a part 2, but yeah, these are just questions that stand out because I've done multiple interviews at this point. You really get better at doing interviews the more you do it. You know, the more that you practice being under that pressure, being put on the spot, you get better. So don't worry about your first or 2 interviews being kind of awkward. I think over time, if you practice, doing Zoom calls and meetings, like really practice talking to people and answering these questions, people in your family, your friends, have them ask you these questions and more questions too. Make them ask you a list of questions you won't even know. Like you don't know what order they're going to be asking, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you do that. And that really helps you prepare for interviews and it makes you be less nervous. But you're probably still going to be nervous, but it's okay to be a little bit nervous. But you want to be confident in your answers. You want to be confident in yourself. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped. And I probably will make a part 2. But if you watched until the end, thank you for that. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.